What's going on, everyone? I'm Marcos.
And I'm Paul, and we put the P
And the M
in the Hot Salsa Show.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Marcos.
And I'm Paul, and I put the P
And the M
in the PM Hot Salsa Show, y'all.
Welcome back, and we are happy to have our new special guest here. We got Will, the owner and founder of Bluprint Studios. Welcome to the PM Hot Salsa Show.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Man, I'm excited to hear. He has a great, amazing story. I got the chance to meet Will, and got a chance to hear his story a little bit. I'm excited about this episode.
Well, I don't know anything about Will, so I'm looking forward to learning all about it with the audience here too.
Well, I always got some inside information on everybody.
I know, man. What's up with that?
I think the first time we met, we talked for like 2.5 hours. I think you've already heard it all. I don't know what happened. I went in there to meet with him. Supposed to be a quick meeting, and ended up staying in there about two hours.
Yeah, it was a long time.
So
you guys met obviously a while. How long ago back? Like how long back or far back did you guys meet?
About a month.
Yeah, it was a month ago.
A month ago. Where'd you guys meet at?
Well, he's working on a project. We're working on a project together, and so he's doing a couple of commercials for us. So
okay,
and it's we just hit it off. He's a great guy. So I'm not gonna tell you all the information, Marco.
I just want to know where you guys met at, because I'm barely meeting this guy, but I've heard a lot of great things about you, which is why you're here. Honestly,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We're really excited to have you. I want to start with where are you from?
I'm originally from Alabama.
Okay.
Joined the military back in 2006 and Air Force. And
I don't know about that. Go ahead, continue.
led me all the way here to Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. I was coming up on my 8 years and loved it here and decided to get out. And been here ever since.
Welcome.
So,
and just so the audience knows, I'm an Army vet, so I got to give the Air Force a little bit of a hard time, but I got all the love in the world for any veteran.
So you've never heard of Palace Chase, and you're an Army vet?
That's true. Yeah, I'd never heard. Yeah, because we weren't chasing no palaces. We were over there. Yeah.
Yeah, we did have the good life in the Air Force.
Well, you guys had a whole different set of goals and objectives than we do. Palace chasing, that was never on our strategic plan. Palace chasing, come on.
That's funny.
But I appreciate all the rides, though. You guys gave us a lot of flights to combat and stuff. But anyways,
well, you guys did all the hard work, so we appreciate that.
I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. We did do a lot of hard work, but so did the Marines. Those Marines were out there in places I'm like, yikes.
They don't call us the chair force for a reason. No, I'm just kidding. All my vets out there, I'm playing.
Yeah, it's all love for all the vets, all the branches. We just like to give each other a hard time. So
thank you guys for all your service.
I appreciate that.
Honestly, it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But this isn't about, again, respect to all the veterans, respect, thank you for your service. But this is really about what you've done after your service. So after your service, you were in the Air Force, you said was it for 8 years?
8 years.
8 years you've served. And then you landed here in Arizona?
Correct.
And then what happened?
Trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I was actually took a civilian job and was working initially at, what is it, what do they call this? Where they have all the conferences and stuff downtown. The
Phoenix Convention Center?
Convention Center.
The convention.
God, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. And the owner had a job fair in Scottsdale, and he was like, hey, you're a military vet. We want to try to hire some vets. Can you come with me? And so I was there and started walking around during the break.
Yeah.
Ran into recruiter from Swift Transportation, the trucking company.
Yep, Swift Transport.
And he was a military vet, and he kind of talked me into applying for a job there.
Oh, wow.
So I started off there, got into logistics that way.
Yeah. What year was this?
Oh, man. 2012?
2012?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. 2014.
14. Okay, that's right when I got out of the Army. Okay.
2014, and so I ended up getting into logistics that way. Stayed in logistics for a few years, and then decided to do it on my own. Had my own little logistics company called Zask Logistics. We were off Central, actually. That's where our offices were. But I woke up every day and just hated my life in regards to what I was doing for a living.
Right.
I just felt like in all honesty, the military was the only time in my adult life I had a direction, because you know what you're doing in the military,
They make
right?
it very clear.
You're very clear,
Yeah.
right? And it's very fulfilling. You know, honestly, it was a very fulfilling part of my life. But then when you get out, you're kind of trying to figure out what you're going to do after that. And you know, I wasn't getting any younger, and started thinking to myself, what am I doing with my life? Like,
Right.
I wake up every day, I hate what I do. And to be honest with you, from the time I started working, I've been through like a million jobs, besides the Air Force. Air Force was the longest job I ever held. I really didn't have a choice. You know,
I was going to say,
can't
you
just
didn't really,
quit.
you signed the
So,
dotted line.
I just never was satisfied with the 9 to 5. You know, granted, when I was younger, I had a poor attitude, but I started realizing, you know, while I was in logistics and had my own logistics company, that yeah, you have your own business, but I still wasn't happy, right? And people think that, you know, you always hear people that work, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Let me, please don't like, but when you work a 9 to 5, I even used to think this is like, oh man, it must be so great to own your own company, right? You get to do what you want to do, you take vacations when you want to take them, and then when you own your own company, you realize it's not the case. You're working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You can't. You get off on a Friday working a 9 to 5, and you can shut it off till Monday morning. Or you get off at 5 o'clock during the week, you can shut it off till 7, 8 a.m. the next morning. When you own your own company and everything relies on you, you eat, sleep, and breathe it. You lay in bed staring at I don't know about you guys, but I lay in bed staring at the ceiling many a nights. Your brain's just going, and there are times where I'll get up at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep, and I'll just start working, you know.
You get a lot of money on the line. You need to get your ROI back. You got to think about the next move. Yeah.
Correct.
That sounds like my everyday life.
Right. Yeah, that was last night, actually.
Yeah, you described that perfectly.
But this sounds so silly, but you know, I was playing golf more than I was going into the office of my own company. And I just remember rolling out of bed the last few weeks that I had my logistics company going, this isn't what I want to do.
You weren't fulfilled.
I wasn't. I had a great wife. Well, she was my fiance at the time, but I had a great wife, great kids. Everything was great in my life except that. And it just left me feeling like, what is my purpose? I don't know. It's like midlife crisis or whatever, but what is my purpose? Like, what have I accomplished? What kind of legacy have I left? What am I known for? You know what I mean? So I was driving home from the office one day. This is a true story. This is so silly. I can't even believe I'm about to tell this. But driving home from the office one day, and I'm on Lower Buckeye, you know, around 29th, 27th, and I'm seeing like the car dealerships. And so in my head, as a kid growing up, Hype was one of the Hype Williams was one of the big video, music videos.
Exactly.
Hype Williams was everything, and I always thought it'd be cool to do that. Now, I had taken photos as a hobby for forever, right? But in my head, I'm just picturing shooting music video here and do it like, it's just the weirdest thing, like daydreaming almost. And then I went to the barber shop that day, and I sat down with my barber, shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh.
Josh. And he was cutting me up, and I'm like, dude, I think I'm gonna shoot video for a living. Like, this is literally the first day that it's popped into my head. And he goes, dude, what?
A good barber will bring some good ideas out of you.
Dude, everything happens at the barber shop.
Everything happens at the barbershop.
And so I'm sitting there with him, and I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna do this. So I start basically verbalizing this whole crazy idea I have in my head, right?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, at this time, I'm pushing 40, you know, and starting your life over again is it's not that easy, right? So I tell him my whole ideas, and as I'm getting out of the chair, I'm like, watch, I'm gonna do this. I bet you money I do this. And he's just like, okay, bro, like, you've lost your mind, you've hit a midlife crisis, and
he's all, cool, that's $30.
Yeah, no, 50.
Plus the tip.
50, because, you know, they give you, line you up, do the,
you went above and beyond,
always.
okay.
And so the hard part is like, okay, I still have this logistics company, and I also have to tell my fiance that I'm going to shut everything down and I'm going to shoot video for a living. And I've never filmed one thing in my entire life at this point.
That's scary.
So, I mean, honestly, in hindsight, like, what was I thinking? Like, who in their right mind thinks that they can do something like I don't know. Honestly, I can sit back here to you guys and say I have no clue what I was thinking at that moment.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's almost like You just get this idea in your head and you can't let it go.
You can't let it
and
go.
you obsess about it. And in your head,
Like a dog on a bone.
yeah, and in your head, you've already told yourself, I can do this,
Yep.
right? And everybody else around you, once you start telling them what you're going to do, starts to doubt you. And the only person that didn't doubt me was my lady. And
You chose the right one.
Yeah.
I know that's why I married her.
There you go.
You know, and I'll just fast forward all the boring stuff. But for the first 2 years, I shut the logistic company down and had to teach myself how to do this. I'd never filmed a video. I didn't know how to work anything video-wise. You know, photography and video, the basic language translates.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot that goes into the video side more so than the photography side.
So, Will, let me ask you this. Till this day, do you have a copy of your first video that you ever filmed?
I have every single video, every single bit of footage that I've ever filmed.
Really?
Yes.
That's impressive.
I mean,
It's
so
a lot
when
of
you-
hard drives.
Since you've been doing this for a while now, so when you go back and look at that video, like, what is your reaction now, that first video you
It's
filmed?
terrible. It's so bad. Like, it's so bad. I actually found it and put a little post up on my Instagram where I talked about that first video and even showed, it took me a lot to put it up there, but to show, you know, even the craziest ideas sometimes, you know, turn out okay, because that video was terrible, man. Like, it's so bad.
How did you mold your craft? Like, so talking about like your
YouTube
first
University, man.
YouTube University.
YouTube University. I know it sounds crazy, but there's no excuse. If you want to learn something, you can find somewhere online, whether it's YouTube or what. There's so many tools out there now. Not that you shouldn't go to school or whatever, but if that's not your cup of tea and you want to learn a craft or a trade, I mean, you can teach your damn self.
Right.
Excuse my language.
Oh, yeah.
Allowed to say
No,
that.
you're
But
fine.
you can teach your damn self now. And I'm a huge sports junkie, but I stopped watching sports. I stopped watching TV. I ate, slept, and breathed every single thing that I could find on just learning your basic, you know, camera settings and how to frame shots and how the settings play with your Trinity, it's called your ISO shutter speed, and
You became obsessed, is what happened.
Yeah, I became obsessed with everything.
He was speaking French for a minute. I
I was speaking.
Yeah, I was like,
lost
okay,
me
you
That's why I
after
became
kind of
obsessed.
hesitated. But he probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we
But-
rely on guys like you for things like this. You know, we know sauce and salsa, but you're the creator of the content.
It's still funny to hear that because I never thought I could create anything growing up. Like,
here
you
you
know, I
are,
couldn't
though.
even draw a stick figure growing up.
I
so.
still struggle with the stick figures I'm working on.
Yeah, Marco's stick figures suck.
Oh, come on, man. Wow.
I
There's
didn't
like
know it
some
was a stick
passion
figure.
behind that statement.
That's hilarious. You sounded serious.
I know,
Yeah,
man.
It
I'm
did
sorry.
get serious right there for a second. It
Yikes.
did.
Anyways,
Is there tension?
Yeah,
tension in the
there's
room.
always a little bit.
I'm sorry, man. I'll work on it.
That's hilarious.
No, but let me ask you this. So, what is your process like? Okay, so if you have a client and in the first time they don't know anything about video and they can't really explain their vision to you, like how do you make that like what's the process to bring their ideal to life?
Well, I think first and foremost, if I have a client reach out to me and, you know, they're like, a lot of times it's through DMs or through emails, but I like to either have a phone conversation with them or a face-to-face or a Zoom, simply because I like to be able to look the person in the eye when I'm talking to them, have a face-to-face. And the first thing I want to know is everything about their business. Like when we sat down for the first time, I want to know everything about your business, what you did, how you got started, because that helps me better understand the person behind the business, right? And how do I put this? You got hot sauce products, right?
Right.
How many hot sauce brands are out there in this world?
Thousands.
Thousands, right? So what I'm trying to figure out when I speak to you and want to know your story is how do I separate your product from everybody else's? Because people now, more so than ever, with so much being out there, right? Hot sauces, we'll just keep using that as an example. What makes them want to choose your hot sauce, right? What separates you from everybody else, and what do you have personality-wise or story-wise that I can help with the creation of whatever we create for you video-wise to connect with that core audience that is your potential customer base, right? Because you want to give somebody when they see your ad or they watch your podcast, you want to be able what we like as human beings to the core level when they're watching it, right? And it's relatable. And there's a million hot sauces they could go to and choose and pull off the shelves at their local stores, but instead they go to your website and they order yours. Why? Because they just saw your podcast, they like your personality, they love your story, and they want to support you rather than everybody else. You know, I think before video became so big back in the day, like when I was a kid, you only knew the products you saw on TV or that were on your local grocery store shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So having that ability to, you know, you have to have the ability to separate. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. You have to have the ability to separate yourself from everybody else. So the first thing I do is I sit down with the client. I want to know their story. I want to know how they got started. I want to know everything about their business. Then I want to ask them, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve with this video content? Because at the end of the day, as a business, you're making an investment with us, right? And that investment has to have a return. So getting to know you and your goals and what your objectives are with it will either help me better create content for you or a commercial ad for you, or it will, you know, be a coaching moment. And I don't say coaching in a disrespectful way, but like, if you came to me and said, yeah, I just want to post it up on social media and want I'm going to probably come to you and go, how is that going to generate revenue for your business though?
Right. You come with options.
You can look cool all day long.
Right.
But how is that going to generate revenue for you? Because at the end of the day, yeah, I could take that job and I could shoot a one-off for you. But if it doesn't generate you revenue, then I don't become an asset to you. And I don't you want to get rehire, repeat clients, and the only way to do that is to become an asset to them. The only way to become an asset to a business is to help them generate revenue.
Right.
You know, so. Man, sorry, that was kind of long-winded. But
I mean, you just painted a picture. I'm like, wow, you're hired.
So I will literally turn, if a client comes to me, and I won't name the space that I get a lot of these clients, the business-wise, but a lot of clients within a certain business, especially here in Phoenix, they just want to look cool with their social media content, and they're competing with people that aren't their client base. They're competing with other people within their industry to who can create the coolest video. You know what I mean? And
no, I see that all the time.
It drives me nuts because everything that you do, whether it's social media content, podcast, YouTube video, there should be an end goal, because you put a lot of money into, like you guys, renting this studio out, your production costs for you guys to do this podcast. There's got to be an end goal, right? You want to see a return on that.
Right.
You know, you're promoting each of your businesses, you're having fun, you get to meet people, but at the end of the day, it's still costs a lot of money to do this. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize either, is how much money goes into, you know, marketing and video production and so forth and so on. So
wow.
I love that you think about that though, because I think that's really important, is, you know, having somebody looking at the project and being passionate about it and trying to drive that forward is crucial to the success of everyone, right? So anyone that you work with, if they're not successful, you're not successful.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's really important. Where do you learn that from?
Trial and error, man. Like it started with, you know, me just being by myself, solo, filming cool videos, literally, right? But what I saw was that these clients weren't coming back, or they might work with me for 3 or 6 months, and then all of a sudden they call me, hey, I don't have the money, you know? And so now you've got to constantly generate clients. You got to constantly go out, and you still do that even today. The goal is to have as many clients as possible, but when you're trying to create a business and grow, you can't do that with a lot of client turnover. And the one thing I kept getting was I'm not seeing a return on this. I'm not seeing a return on this. And I wanted to go, of course. Well, A, you're not putting any money behind marketing, and B, you're just creating videos to create videos to throw up on your social media. You have no game plan. You're not going to tell that to your client, but that got the wheels turning. It's like, okay, how do I provide more value to my clients so I can have client retention and retain these people, and they keep coming back to me for more work? Also, if they're making money and I'm helping them grow their business, they're going to refer me out to other businesses that, you know, need the same work. And I think it all you just learn. It's trial and error, right? You fail and fail and fail, and you got to look at your losses and go, okay, how do I not do that again?
Right.
And just make sure you don't make the same mistake twice, right?
Yeah.
It's just growth and figuring out, you know, you plateau.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened to me a lot where solo, I grew and grew and grew, and then I couldn't handle any more work because I'm solo. So
Right.
then it's like, okay, how do I go to the next level? Okay, well, you know, I hear a saying, delegate and elevate, right? I'm only great at maybe one thing, but I'm good at all these other things. But if I want my company to be great, I got to go out and find people that can do the things that I can't do great,
Right.
that they do them great, and I got to learn to let go, right? And so then you build a team, a small team.
How hard was that to let go?
Still hard.
Still hard. You're
Still
still
hard.
struggling with
You're
it.
still looking for that answer.
Still
Me too.
hard.
Yeah. It's got to be, you know, because no one, at the end, and I tell people this all the time, no one's going to work as hard as me in my company. No one will work, or I shouldn't say as hard as me, no one will work harder than me. There will be people that will work to a certain benchmark that I set, potentially, but no one will work harder than the threshold you set. So you've set a threshold within your company, and the expectation is I need people to be passionate and drive, you know, value in the company the same way that I do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but if you're working at a low threshold, the outcomes aren't going to be.
Well, I think because it's your business and it's
Right.
your, I mean, that lifeline, like the way you support your family and everything. If you don't succeed, it all comes back on you. I think that it's hard to find employees or people that want to come to your company and work with you that bring that same passion. That's the hardest thing I find, right? And
Right.
you know, it's finding those people that are just as passionate, but I think it's also you got to create a culture within your company that makes people want to work for you, right? So I always think back to the companies that I've worked for in the past before the military. What were some of and it was companies that created a family atmosphere. They made you feel like they could yell at you when they needed to, but
Right.
because they loved you like family and treated you like family and
Right.
respected you like family, you respected what they said, you know, and you wanted to do better.
Right.
But finding those people is extremely hard, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
definitely.
Everyone wants money without work.
Correct. Shout out to my right-hand man, Alex Kennedy.
Yeah.
He is my right-hand man, and the best decision I ever made with my company was bringing him onto the team. I ask myself all the time, you know, he considers himself, you know, he's vested in this company.
Yeah.
Like, if you talk to him, it's his company.
Yeah.
Right? And initially, it's an ego thing with me. It's like, well, hold up. This is my company, right? But then I start thinking, no, this is the type of people that I want working with me. I hate saying for, right?
Yeah.
With me. And I don't care if he goes around telling it. He could tell everybody and their mama it's his company.
Yeah.
I don't care. As long as he's passionate, he does great work.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I couldn't do what I do without him, you know, on a daily basis. So having people like that on the team is what has propelled me forward. Now,
So let me ask you this. So you just said a cool thing. I like what you said here. So you know you're saying that, you know, instead of people working for you, you have the model that people work with you. So in business, when did you actually start taking that ideal and like going with that? Because I really like that. That's like a good thing. Like I try to implement that all the time in my company.
you know, not to be cliche, but I think the military kind of changed my mindset with that. Even though you have a rank structure
Yeah.
within the military, at some point, whoever's above you, they end up working like my best leaders in the military treated me like I was their equal, even though you're not. When you're actually working, right? Now, there's teaching moments, and yes, I got yelled at, and what do you call
Anyone
it
in the Army
armies?
never treated
What
me
do
as an
you- what do
equal
you
if they
call it?
outranked me. I'm just saying.
What do you call it in the
never
Army?
train-
You get smoked? Is that what they called it in the
I
Army?
used to smoke people and I got smoked, yes.
So, but it kind of, I was always a very selfish,
Yeah.
I was the only child, so I was always very selfish, very just selfish in general. The military taught me to work well with others, I guess, right? He also told me how to fold my shirt, roll my shirts.
It's important.
Right? So it taught me how to be clean and everything else. But that's when the mindset started to change. It's like, I thought back to all my old bosses, and it's like, who did I like to work for? And it was the people that treated me with respect and dignity, and they appreciated the work that I did for them. So I think it started there, and then, you know, I still had selfish tendencies. That only child syndrome never really fully goes away.
Yeah.
But, you know, like it goes back to having Alex on my team, and it's just like, I hate saying somebody works for me, because you could be my boss right here in this office, and we walk out these doors, you're no better than me. And that's,
right.
You know what I mean? You're just a man like I am. Yes, you have a title under this roof,
Right.
but at the end of the day, you know, you still have to respect me as a man, right?
Love that. I'm glad you said that.
So that's just kind of the attitude I take. I hate saying you work for me. I would never say that, right? It's we work together, because I don't know shit about lighting, but you know everything about lighting. Without you, I can't, you know, set up, you know, exactly the shots that I need, so forth and so on. So how can you work for me when I don't even know what to, you know what I mean? I don't
Right.
know. Like,
Oh, that makes sense.
it's hard to explain. I just hate that term. I hate work for. No, we work together.
Yeah, we're a team.
Yeah, we're a team. We're like, you know.
I get the burden of stressing of the financial stuff and, you know, seeing if we're successful or not and all that stuff. But we're not successful without the team.
Correct. So that was long-winded.
I like it. I like it. I'm learning a lot of stuff here. Like,
Yeah, for real.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. You know, let me ask you something. So in our previous guest, you know, we referred to her as the mother of small business, and she had a lot of businesses that she helped, you know, I guess, advance. But from a marketing standpoint or from a video standpoint or, you know, I guess Bluprint Studios standpoint, how important is it for those businesses that are out there trying to succeed, they're new businesses, they're up and coming, to tap in with somebody like you or another studio like you to try to grow their brand? Why is that important, and what things can they do as an entry-level business?
Well, I think visibility, obviously, right? Visibility is key, but it's not just the video. Now, I'm going to answer your question first. Sorry. So everything's visual nowadays, right? Everybody's on their phones. Everybody's on YouTube. They're watching something 24/7. So you want the most eyes on your product or your service or whatever you're selling, and so video is the way to go.
Right.
You know, I think the thing is, though, is everybody does video, right? When you come to us, when you come to Bluprint Studios, we're not just going to create video for you. We've got great marketing partners, right? So you can have the greatest, you could come to us, we could shoot a full-on commercial, it'd be the greatest video ever, and then nobody sees it, so what good does it do?
Yeah, what was it for?
So you have to market well. Also, you have to understand marketing. So we have great marketing partners that we work with. And that was another part of me trying to figure out, okay, how do I provide another service add more value to what we offer, because I saw clients that we were filming for that weren't using videos or using them properly. And it was like, what are we doing here? You know, so we now offer marketing services. So social media packages, for instance, right? And I go into you shouldn't be creating social media just to look cool. So we offer social media packages where we come in, we can film for you, whether it's short form content to direct them to your website or, you know, to your YouTube page for your podcast or whatever it may be. But we also handle the marketing. So we handle all the marketing, all the ad spend, posting to your stories. I mean, as a business owner, you shouldn't have time to be on social. I hate it. I hate having to go on Instagram. And so we handle every aspect of it, right? So from posting to captions to running your ads, so forth and so on, we handle every aspect of it. But to go back to your point is, it's not just the video side. You have to understand that you have to market these videos properly as well. And I think, and this is something I'm finding out too as a small business owner trying to get my business off the ground, and we rely a lot on word of mouth in this, I mean, from what I've seen in my industry, a lot of my business comes from referrals from past clients or current clients, which is great because there's no vetting process. They're vetting for you, but you also people have to know you're out there. And
Right.
now my space is becoming oversaturated with people that are trying to create content. It goes back to what we talked about. How do I separate myself from everybody else? Well, I can do that, and I have the ability to create the videos.
You're answering all my questions that I got lined up. My next one was, how do you separate yourself? And you're just lining them up. Continue.
So I had to realize, okay, I got to put some money towards this, right? Like, it takes money to make money. And what a lot of businesses, including myself, didn't realize at first is you're trying to break into a market space that already has people established there, right? I take the fitness industry, F45, Mark Wahlberg's company, right?
Yep.
Nobody heard of them, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, F45 comes on the scene, and now it's F45 everywhere, and you still got your mom and pop's gym on the corner that's been here for 20 years,
He
still
marketed the
struggling.
hell out of
Why?
it.
Because they have Mark
He stands
Wahlberg
behind
money.
it.
Yeah, but he stands behind it, but
Yeah.
they got Mark Wahlberg money there, right? And not all of us have Mark Wahlberg money, but you got to put something towards your marketing, and so that's why it's, me personally, I believe that you should commit as a small business in the very beginning, 1/3 of your budget should go towards marketing to get your brand out there, to get your name out there, and to create content or advertising to put yourself out there. I just think it goes hand in hand.
Right.
So does that answer your question? Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, you crushed it. You crushed it. That was a good answer right there.
There we go, talking about crushing it.
No, you crush everything around
I
here.
knew it was coming.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. I think that's you've put a lot of golden nuggets out there for the audience. I think a lot of our listeners are small business owners. A lot of our listeners are people that are aspiring small business owners, or they're seasoned business owners. And so I think it's really important that they understand how important marketing is, whether they believe in it or not. It's here, and it's here to stay, and it's evolving. How do you foresee marketing evolving in the future?
Oh God, that's such an open-ended question.
I know, and I want to know.
question.
I mean, you've got everything from AI coming out, and you see a lot of these AI-generated ads now on social media. I have no clue. I guess as a business owner, you should try to stay ahead of the curve.
That was my next question. How are
But-
you staying ahead of that?
I mean,
And how are
just
you planning for it,
wow.
I'm coming locked and
Oh,
loaded.
man,
See, this wasn't on the
coming
sheet.
loaded
This
today,
wasn't on the
right?
sheet. This wasn't on the sheet. I'm out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
As a business owner, I can admit I haven't thought of everything, right?
Yeah, of course, you
But no,
can't.
in all seriousness, it's, I mean,
You've thought of some of it because you already talked
I
about
know
AI.
what's coming, right?
You know there's AI.
You just
AI 's
you gotta stay like if it's like if you want to know about something, if your thing is trading stocks,
Mm-hmm.
you better be in stocks every single day, reading and studying everything
yeah.
you possibly can,
Right.
so you can stay possibly ahead of the game, but at least stay current. So, for me, it's just, I mean, you're like I eat, sleep, and breathe this 7
Yeah.
days a week. So
You
you
live in
kind of
this.
know what's coming. You kind of see the stuff that's coming out there. Like,
You don't have a crystal ball.
no, I don't have
Yeah.
a crystal ball, but you just knowledge, right?
Right.
Just
You got a
make sure
pulse on
that,
it.
that you're staying in the know. You're reading everything you can about your industry,
Mm-hmm.
what's changing, what's coming ahead, the new products, the new, gear, the new technology. So
Yeah, I mean, just like every business, like as entrepreneurs, if you're in business year to year after year, you're doing something right. We always have to go to school. We always got to learn. We always got to teach ourselves. Like so,
Yep.
it's a revolving ball. Like you always got to. There's something to learn. You just when you think you know it all, you don't know it all.
You don't.
You feel like okay.
if you think you know it all, you're gonna fail very quick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like I go to school like at least every year. Like I have to learn something else. It's always as a leader, you're always learning. I mean, it's constant learning, like constantly, like making yourself feel uncomfortable. So that's what I like to say.
How often do you feel uncomfortable?
All the time.
That's good.
I feel like I don't know what I'm doing every day.
That's a good thing because you're growing every day. And I tell people that all the time. Like if you wake up and you're not uncomfortable any day, then you're not growing that.
Complacency will kill you quick.
Complacency will kill you quick. Absolutely.
So how often are you on YouTube, like as far as learning? I want to know that
You want to ask
answer.
my wife or do you want to ask me?
Both actually, but
Don't
we only
ask
got you.
Don't ask my wife.
that
She wants to ban me from my phone, and my excuse
So who are you
is,
talking to?
Yeah.
YouTube?
my excuse is like, hey, this is what I do for a living. I
Right.
gotta. That's my excuse. But most of the time, I'm watching dumb shit. So excuse my language. But
Hey, they never know. I mean, every time once
The
you
YouTube
watch
University.
I'm
though.
on YouTube a lot. I honestly believe we have cable in the house.
Wait, you got cable? Hold on, time out. You got cable
Or
like?
satellite dish.
Wait, you don't like stream though?
Oh, I stream. That's what I'm saying. We have,
Yeah.
but I never watch it, right?
Oh, okay.
It's either Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
or YouTube.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's YouTube. I have shows on YouTube that I invested in. Like,
Wait, you watch shows on YouTube?
yeah, like episodes. Like,
Yeah, okay.
There's this dude, Demolition Ranch. I've been following that guy for 8 years now.
Wow.
And it's just it's like on demand. Like if you're craving some kind of entertainment to like take you away from the real world for like 30 minutes to an hour, you just go into YouTube. You can find any show. Like
for
people are
sure.
creating like crazy now, so you can find anything to kind of take you away for that moment. But I watch Hulu a lot. That Wu-Tang series.
Oh yeah,
That was a good
that's
one.
mine.
Man,
Shout out to
But
Wu-Tang.
that Wu-Tang series was the best.
That was
You could-
good.
You could tell Will actually really invested in his company because he telling you about how many people know about shows on YouTube.
Nah.
He just like I'm about to look up shows on YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
me too. I was gonna say nothing because I didn't want to sound silly over here, but I'm like,
I
wait,
know, I was
shows
like-
on YouTube? So
He,
what you're
he just
talking
put
about.
us on something. Like,
Yeah, like after this, I'm gonna go watch some shows.
There's a
on
guy
YouTube.
named CoffeeZilla. You ever watch A&E and they like have the financial crimes where they expose businesses that are scams? And
Yeah.
This dude,
Yeah.
CoffeeZilla, full on production. Like you watch it and it's like a show you would see on TV, and it's some juicy stuff, man. He
Really?
exposes a lot of he is a journalist in the
Oh,
full
yikes.
sense, unbiased journalist, and his content is very interesting.
CoffeeZilla.
He exposes a lot of people.
you know,
A lot of crypto scams and all kinds of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's very high production value.
Wow.
wow, I'm gonna check that out. Will and I were talking last month. We were talking about the Wu-Tang. We both went to the same concert when Wu-Tang was here in Phoenix.
Best
down in the
show
valley.
ever.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was- maybe
When was this?
Last year.
Yeah, last
That was
year.
last year.
Yeah,
You didn't even tell me about it. It's cool. Continue.
Well, it's before your time, Marcus.
Oh, here we go.
Wait.
Hold up. I don't know if he even listened to Wu-Tang. I don't know.
Wu-Tang, hold on, man. Wu-Tang transcends
God.
generations. Come on, there were some young folks at the
Come on.
Wu-Tang.
They
concert.
Paul,
were,
come on.
but it was.
You don't even know if I listen to Wu-Tang? You know my playlist.
Name one
We-
Wu-Tang song.
One Wu-Tang song?
One Wu-Tang song.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, can we get the
You
Jeopardy
put me on
music?
the spot.
Cream.
You put me
Cream.
on.
Okay.
Come on,
You say,
I
I
got
think
that on
my
video.
grandmother knows that song.
Oh, here we go.
I wouldn't say it's not commercial, but you get the pass. You get a pass on that, Marcus.
All right, thanks for giving me a pass.
Yeah, Marco's always playing some old school music and all that stuff. He got a good playlist.
All right.
He does.
Thanks. Thank you for
Well, I
giving me
just
a
never
little
heard Wu-Tang on it, but
bit. Yeah, my
I
first time.
recently started collecting tapes. I don't know what it is about getting older, but you try to hold on to these nostalgic things from when you were a kid. I literally found a very first Walkman ever produced, Sony Walkman on
Wow.
eBay, mint condition. I purchased that, and then that threw me down the rabbit hole. Dude, first tapes I bought were all the Wu-Tang tapes.
wow.
I got Rob Bass, DJ Easy Rock. I got like all the 80s into the 90s stuff, and then I started collecting alternative tapes too, like Nirvana. And so now I have like, my wife is with these packages are coming like every day in December and January, and she's just looking at me like, what are you ordering and what are you doing?
Who are you?
Now my whole desk, my office at home is just tapes, and now
Hey,
I
I
have
like
two
that.
cassette players.
You gotta have music.
And I started collecting vinyl. I got a Wu-Tang vinyl album.
Wow. So you actually play your tapes? You're not nervous about
I
playing
play
them?
them.
Wow.
It's like people that buy Jordans and keep them in their closet.
Wait, do you have
what
kids?
am I gonna do? Look at them? Yeah.
How many?
I have 4 total. I
Okay.
have 2 step
Ages?
kids and then 27, 18, 19, 27, 19, 18, and 11.
So only the 11-year-old you're worried about listening to Wu-Tang, or none of them?
Nah, my 11-year-old could my 11-year-old went to the Ice Cube concert with me.
Wow,
I have
that's dope.
video of him singing "Today Was a Good Day."
Wow.
I love that.
He couldn't
I
wait
love
for that one to come on. He only knows
that is a
that
good
because
song.
it was on like Madden or something like that. I don't
And
know
look,
what
look,
game
I
it
give him
was
credit.
on.
He's like, oh, I heard this on a video game.
But yeah, it was Ice Cube. Mac 10 was with him. Warren G.
Man,
Bone
that's-
Thugs and Harmony.
Wow, that's a heck of a
That's-
concert.
Now, I'll be honest with you. When you talk about West Coast rappers, that's all my era right there. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
me.
So let me. So you collect tapes, you collect vinyls. You know you like to listen to old school hip hop and all that stuff. Like, so as a business owner, is that some of your hobbies to help you de-stress and help you like get some sense of normalcy?
It's a good question.
Actually, as a business owner that does video for a living, I decompress by doing video.
Oh,
like
wow.
I film my own stuff. Like
Right.
just like you want to talk about bringing gear on family vacations. So like every vacation we have with the family, at first it was like I was the annoying guy with all the video equipment. My wife's looking at me like, how are we going to fit all this into the car? We got to bring everything else. But so like I'll make home movies, like try to make them very cinematic though. When we go to like Mexico or we go up north, hell, we stayed in an Airbnb in Prescott. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to film a video for this lady who owns the Airbnb. So I filmed this video of the Airbnb. Like I had all my gear with me.
Yeah.
Had the drone and everything. So I did
Wow.
all this
Wow.
video of
Wow.
this
That's
lady's
high quality.
Airbnb and footage of downtown Prescott and put this video together. And she had her info on a card. Grabbed one of her cards off the table in the Airbnb and like 2 days later just said, hey, I stayed at your Airbnb. I got a little video for you if you want it. And I sent it to her. So,
That's awesome.
I don't
Wow,
know.
he brought a drone with him.
I
Yeah,
know.
All right,
I went back to Alabama in November. I think I told you this.
Yep.
I went back to Alabama in November,
Mm-hmm.
and I had one suitcase, and I had 4 massive Pelican cases of gear. And
I like how you had Pelican case. That's military, by the way. We always have Pelican cases.
you spend a lot of money on this camera gear. I don't want it.
Yeah.
You see how these guys at the airport handle your stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But my best friend, who absolutely hates talking on the phone, nevertheless sitting in front of a video camera, and I showed you the video,
Yeah.
right? But I did a little sit down with him, had lights set up outside and everything, and did this kind of like what we're doing now, podcast style. But
Yeah.
we just sat there and shot the mess for an hour, and I recorded them. Did I really do anything with the video? No, but it'll be nice. Like, I think the cool part is like I'm documenting everything. Like I have so much video of my wife,
Man.
like on all these vacations that for Valentine's Day I just put together a little minute-long video and posted it to
That's
my
what I
social
love.
media.
That's what I was
Like,
about to say, because I saw the Valentine's Day video he did.
Was it
like,
good?
Yeah. I mean, wow.
That was rhetorical. I knew it was going to be good. But
It's beyond good.
Yeah.
It's not something just old cell phone and
yeah.
doing some.
It's like my style.
It's beyond.
My speed's like cell
No.
phone and like.
No, it's way
yeah.
beyond.
Yeah,
way,
I
way
believe-
beyond your speed.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. That's not my profession. I do the best that I can with what I got.
but I started doing this because I loved it.
Yeah.
Right. And when you turn it into a business, you have to do something to make sure you still love it, because it gets pretty monotonous and you get caught up in the rat race and you have your bumps in the road, and to not get down and to remind myself and to keep me level, it's like I have to do these things and create things that I want to create, for fun, just to keep my love for it going.
Right.
We go back to that first video. I can honestly sit here and say, as crappy as that video was, when I finished it, I looked at it and it was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
That feeling, I
Yep.
want.
You created that.
Yes.
You made that.
Yes, correct. Even though
Yeah.
it was terrible.
But you made it though.
Correct. And how I got, besides YouTube, I would film my kids riding their bikes at the park,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to learn how to frame and how to film and how to create cinematic images and learn all the ins and outs of it. You have to just do it,
Right.
Excuse me, but that's kind of how I stay, passionate about what I do. Is when I start to feel that that dread when you get out of bed in the morning, in order to flip that back around, I just go, okay, I need to film something for myself. I need to find something to film that's creative. It's kind of like when I reached out to you.
Yep.
In all honesty, it was like, we want to do product commercials. I want to find a product here in Arizona that would be really fun to shoot, right? So of course you're obvious, like, oh, well, let's do liquor, let's do this. And then it was like, no, let's do hot sauce.
I like
let's
that.
find a hot sauce company.
There's always salsa out there,
Correct.
too.
I mean, we're in Arizona. Like, everybody puts hot sauce on everything. So I had a meeting with Alex, my right-hand man I was saying about, and I got on Google, and company popped up. I went to his social media and saw the commercial you guys did with PayPal, which kind of told your story a little bit. And I called Alex. I'm like, yo, I got the company. I'm going to reach out to him today.
Wow.
Tried to call, never got an answer. I
do that.
It
We
wasn't
know
a
that's a
storefront.
thing.
I called
Come
the
on.
wrong number. And I called your warehouse or something.
How
I
much did
can't
you pay him
remember.
to say that?
He didn't.
Well, everybody know I suck with emails.
Yeah,
Everybody
he
knows
does.
that.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, I mean, I suck. It's okay.
So I DM'd, his company Instagram page and heard back. I was like, yes, let's do this. And so
It was perfect timing too, like perfect timing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I actually had a free moment, and we have somebody to watch over our social media and stuff like that. I mean, I don't have time to do as much as that anymore, but I do look at it and check it.
You don't
stuff
have
like
time to do your social media?
No.
Call Bluprint Studios. Wait,
There you go. I like
that. Camera? Call Bluprint Studios. We can do it all. We can film your content. We can manage your social media.
There you go.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. So all those people that watching right now, you want to look for a company and Bluprint Studios.
They got you. They got you.
We hooked you guys up. Look, you don't got to search and look all around the valley anymore. Look, we brought it to your footstep.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm vouching for him. So
I had to pay them so much money to say that. It's not even funny. I'm just kidding.
that was paid for, but it's okay. No. But I saw some of the work that he did the product. I'm still waiting for the final project. I mean, but I seen a sneak preview. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see this. I'm excited for you. Yeah.
Wow, I want to almost have a launch party or something.
I mean, we could do that. I'll do the cooking if you want.
I want a catering company. Come on, Marcos.
Should we compete?
DJCcateringcompany.com.
Should we compete?
No, you don't want that, man. The potluck. Marcos, look, Will, you don't understand what he's talking about right now. So this guy.
Should I back up?
Have you
Maybe,
ever
I don't know. We'll
seen
see.
somebody that actually want to bring a trophy to a potluck?
Well, first of all, it didn't start off
Are
as
you
a potluck.
competitive?
We both are.
I'm super competitive
Every
too,
time I
so-
show up somewhere, he wants to challenge me, and so we were cooking. So long story is, we've had this ongoing debate about who can make a better. We haven't even decided what it's going to be. Ribeyes, I don't know. He called it a potluck. We were going to go ahead and. I didn't call it a potluck at first. It was a competition. I said I'll buy the trophy. We get a panel of judges, evenly distributed. Some from the Big Reds camp, some from the Los Amayas camp.
And you have to use your products only for your stuff, and you have to use your products only for yours.
That wasn't part of the
No,
rules.
that wasn't part of the rules.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying
But
that
we
that
can.
should be you.
Yeah, but that's
like,
not really fair. I mean,
Well, he's got different products too.
I mean-
we should be able to have access to
It's
both
not,
products.
Was it not fair because yours are better than his? Or
well, I'm not saying
No,
that. It's
we
not.
said
see how I'm an instigator? I'm trying to instigate.
No, it's not that. It's. I mean, I've been
But
doing
we
this
may
for 12
we
years.
may need someone to photo shoot this or video shoot this.
You don't want that on record, Marcos.
Oh, we're gonna record.
Why would you
this.
want to record that? And what's going to happen?
Here we go.
Look, look. I mean, you're not a rookie. You're like, I don't know, LeBron in his like third year, maybe, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I can't wait till this happens.
Yeah, you just watch me win championships and rings, and one day wish it'd be you.
Anyways, back to Will. We'll let you know when
this
this
is
happens.
interesting. I'm having
Oh, no,
fun.
no,
This is
we'll let you.
interesting.
Yeah,
We'll let you know when this happens.
I want to be there.
Yo,
Look, I'll almost say this. I was at Marco's get together, right? And it was this bouncy house, right? This guy makes everything's a competition. Like look, we're older guys. I'm definitely older guy. Look, me and this guy, we're having a ball, we're having a blast in this big old bouncy house. And
I
it's
just want
dark.
to wait till he gets to the end about who won. But continue, tell the story, walk them through about who won.
So Mark and I, we were about to race, and everybody stopped. It was probably like 100 people there. Everybody stopped what they were doing because this guy called me out for a race. So I'm like, this obstacle course on this bouncy house, and we had a few drinks, right? And
One or two.
yeah, it's only 1 or 2. We responsible, but we had a few drinks. The next thing you know, it's dark, and I didn't even see anything. Mark's like, let's go. So everybody's got their phones out and recording, right? So we take off. I mean, it's neck and neck. I look
Neck
at
and
more,
neck?
it started. We were start off. We were
Maybe
neck
and feet.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
telling
know.
you what happened to my neck. So it starts out that way. Next thing you know, I look at Margot's, and I didn't pay enough attention. I get clothesline like feet off
You
the ground.
heard the mistake he made. Instead of looking ahead, he went to go look to the left and look at me and got clothesline. You got to stay focused on the path forward. Don't look at me. Look forward. Continue.
So the moral of the story: sometimes when we get competitive, you will get clothesline.
Okay, all right. I'm glad we got that out.
That's
So-
hilarious.
All right, so we're getting down to the big question. My favorite thing to ask. What would you ready for this question, Will?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is my favorite question. This is the part I like. All right. So tell us your why. Why you do what you do.
Because I love it, first of all, right? That's the easiest answer. I think the biggest answer is freedom. Not only within my career field, the freedom to create and do things like that, but, when I was younger, everybody wants to be a millionaire and drive a Ferrari and have a mansion when, you have all these goals. But I think as you get older, your priorities change and, you have a family, you've got kids. And one thing that I didn't put a lot of value in when I was younger and I do now is just freedom. Freedom to run your life how you see fit, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to provide for my family a decent living, right? So my why is my family. I love what I do. When you love what you do and you're passionate about it and you don't quit or give up, right? You hit all these bumps road, you keep going because you truly love it, you can make a decent living at it, right? So it's just to make a decent living, to be able to spend time with my family. If the kids want to go up north for the weekend, I don't have to ask a boss, hey,
Right.
can I take off? Or, I think it's that freedom. But on the other token, now that's my why. But on the other token, it takes a lot of discipline too to run. Like you have to be able to say no to the, hey, well, let's go up north. Nope, I can't. I have to do this, But my why is my family, freedom, and just the fact that I can do what I love to do. Then the last why is who doesn't want to help other people grow their businesses and help them grow what they're passionate about too. And my career field kind of gives me a little hand in that, like a little piece of something that can help other businesses grow and be successful as well. And in turn, makes my business more successful. So those are my whys.
Wow.
Love that. No, I love that.
That was a great why.
I love the family part and I love the freedom part.
I
But
know that's cheesy and cliche, but
it's true.
man, when you get on up in age, like, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I think about it all the time. Like, damn, I'm 46. Like, how old is my grandfather? How old is my grandmother? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yep,
oh,
right.
Lord, like, I'm past halfway already.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Right.
you start thinking about things like that and start reevaluating your life and what's important to you and what means, a lot to you. And, money helps facilitate certain things you want to do, like the trips or
tool.
whatever, correct. But do I need the Ferrari and the mansion nowadays? Hell no. I just want to spend time with my family. And if the mansion and Ferrari come, hey, I'm going to take it. But at the end of the day, I am perfectly happy just being able to be free and spend time with my family when I want and make memories with them. So
Let me ask you something. There's going to be someone out here who's going to listen to this. They're going to feel inspired. They're going to work a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever the schedule is. And they're going to be inspired by your story. They're going to connect with you, but they're still unsure. What would you tell that person?
I thought about this before I even came in here. I knew that could be a possible question, and it's something that I think about all the time. You just have to take the chance, man. Like, risk, right? How much do you believe in yourself? Trust me, I believed in myself so much that I look back, like I said, in hindsight, and I go, what was I thinking at that moment in time? But I had so much faith and belief in myself that I took the risk and took the leap of faith. And, especially when you're older, you kind of feel behind the 8 ball, and it's like, if this doesn't work, what am I going to do?
Right.
I'm risking everything financially because, the career field that I chose is not the cheapest at all.
No.
But, sorry, I got distracted. But it's just you take the chance. If you have a great idea or a great product that you want to create or a great business idea, like who cares what everybody else? You know how many people told me I'd lost my mind because I wanted to shoot video and I'd never done it before in my life, and here we are almost 7 years later, and it's what I do for a living, and I provide for my family. So if I'd have listened to everybody and listened to my inner thoughts for as they're telling me like, you're crazy, you should, like, how are you going to support your family? How can you do this for a living? If I'd have listened to them and let that stuff get to me, I wouldn't.
That's their own insecurities.
Correct. I wouldn't be free here today. And I think that, being able to, I call it all out of give a damn. I was just all out of give a damn. Like, you know what? That. I have nowhere else to go.
You need to make a shirt that says that. Bluprint Studios.
I'm all out of give a damn.
Bluprint Studios, I'm all out of give a damn. Hell yeah. We're going to slogan that bad boy right there.
How I was saying I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I was just all at it like, screw it, man. I'm just going to do what I think that I want to do in life and just go all in with it, see what happens. And, hopefully my wife doesn't leave me, but, and shout out my wife, by the way. She actually bought me my first camera.
Oh, that's support right there. She said, this is your vision, here you go.
Yeah, she just said, you better make this shit happen.
I love that.
No, she really didn't say that.
Shout out to your wife.
Shout out my wife. But, man, you just gotta take that leap of faith, take that chance, and believe in yourself. And as cliche as that sounds, it's just the truth.
Right.
Why, you got to ask yourself, why do most people not leave I know people with the greatest ideas, the greatest business plans. Why do they not leave their 9 to 5 to pursue that? And it's like, oh, I need to save up this much money. No, you don't. You'll never have enough money.
Just do it.
You'll never have enough time. Just do it, right? And
plan for some L's.
Correct.
Lessons.
Yeah.
And understand they're going to happen.
No losses, just
only
lessons.
One of the last things I'll say is, I think about this all the time, and it's, why do some people succeed? And I'm sure there's a bunch of people that started hot sauce businesses, same as you, but they didn't make it past year 1 or year 2 or year 3. And that's because when they hit those plateaus, and which we all do as business owners, like, okay, how do I get to that next level? People quit. And the only difference between me and everybody else that started to do this the same time I did is most people give up and quit, right? So as cliche as that sounds, you just got to keep going, man. You're going to take losses. You're going to run down to your last penny in your business at some point in the beginning, trying to make it happen.
Right.
But, if you quit, it's never going to happen. So just keep doing it. Keep believing in yourself. You've already invested this much time. You might as well just keep going. And that's what will eventually separate you from everybody else. And you'll still be around doing what you love. And, the other businesses fall by the wayside. It's just, you got to keep going. You just... Jimmy, never give up. Never.
Wow.
I love that, man.
But you just got to keep going.
This has been a great episode, man. I learned a lot.
I did too. I usually I have many more questions. You answered a lot of questions as we went along, and I'm really thankful that you came on to kind of share some of your knowledge and experience.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Your background should be like teaching.
No. There's people that know way. I'm still trying to figure life out. I think I always will be.
I think we all
are. We're all trying to figure it out. But you've come across and you've shared what you've learned up to this point, and also let us know that you're still a student in this world. And I think a lot of people forget that you got to still be a student, and you still are, and you're still accomplishing your goals, and you still have a vision, and you still have your passion. And without those things, I don't know how much further you can go, but as far as I can see, I think the sky's the limit for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope so. So
you want to give people, before we leave out of here, you want to tell people about your website, where they can find you at if they want to?
You can find me at www.bluprintstudios.co. It's BLUprintstudios.co. Go visit us online, check out our website, and if you need any work, give us a holler. We'll be glad to work with you.
He does amazing work. So it's been a great episode, Marcos. Once again, this has been a fun one.
This has been a great one. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and listen to our next episode coming out at the end of the month. But don't forget to tune in for this one, because there's some really great information here that's going to help accelerate your business or your future business to the next level. And you got to align yourself with the right people. And I can tell you right now, just by meeting Mr. Will here, that he's one of the right people. So you want to reach out to him.
This is definitely a re-listen to multiple times.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night.